talking about dining, okay, as opposed to eating. You're eating a sandwich, you could eat it on a subway car, right? But when you're actually trying to taste the food, experience the food, savor the food or the wine, don't you need to kind of have a cerebral reaction as well as just a gustatorial reaction?
What?
That's all.
Sorry.
All right, thanks for the call. I already had too many big words. Sorry, cerebral, gustatory. This is the problem. It's like opera. In other words, you go too high and you lose the audience. You go too low and you're Michael Jackson with the glove and the casket. That's all. And that's why every day on the Savage Nation, you have to watch out you don't hit the Michael Jackson bottom of the... And on the other hand, you don't do too much of the Beethoven and the Beethoven. You know, I was thinking about this the other day. Take a guy like Red Skelton. You may remember him, you may not. Played a clown, did a good job. I loved him as a kid, didn't know much about him. As it turned out, the man painted. He painted schlocky paintings of clowns. What did he paint, 1,000 clown pictures? What was he trying to do? I thought about it the other day as a grown man. What do you think he was doing? He was trying to paint the clowns out of his own head. You see what I'm saying? In other words, there was a higher part of Red Skelton. In order for him to perform at all, there had to be a brilliant, high element within him, something spiritually higher, right? To be a performer like that. Because he didn't use dirty words. He didn't do anything with filthy, dirty language in order to get a laugh out of an audience. He actually used comedy to attract people, unlike the dirtbags on Showtime and HBO today. Every other word is F or MF or F and MF, 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 F, 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 MF. What'd you say? What'd you say? What'd you say? That's HBO's idea of comedy. Every other word, and that's not comedy, it's insanity. But Red Skelton didn't have to do that, so there was a higher element with him. But the clown he had to use inside himself to hit those notes. But he was depressed that he had to be a clown to get the audience to listen. He probably would rather have been the higher element within himself. Does this make sense to you? See, painted clowns all his life. I think to rid his mind of the clowns, you'd call them, what do they call them today? Everything they have a psychological word for, and they give you a drug to turn you into a Democrat. What would you call it today? Not the ghost. In my day, they called it the shadow. Huh? No, not psychological terms. So they say inner demons. Now, everything's an inner demon. In other words, everything that's a human being, he's got an inner demon, take a pill, come back in 3 months, take another one. We'll see if that doesn't put down the psychosis. We'll give you another one that'll create the psychosis. What inner demon? It's inner selves. I recognized at age 18 through self-analysis for 5 straight years that if you peel away the onion and keep peeling away the onion of your own self, at the middle of it, you're going to find nothing. At the center of it all, there's nothing. So why peel anymore? So you pack the onion back up and you march forward, and that's it. What are you looking for inside? There's nothing there. Hello? Keep knocking. Keep a knocking, but you can't come in. Do you have that song for me right now? Because I know I'm going to get slammed now already with it. No, my God is within. Keep looking within, and you'll find God within the center of yourself. All right, yeah, I know. Jimmy Carter thought he met him in his living room because of the strychnine. I mean, that family drank enough strychnine for the guy to become the peacenik he is. You talk about the average person has nothing on the inside. The Jimmy Carter family with the strychnine and the snakes and seeing his lord and master in a living room. I don't know what he was wearing. I don't know, trousers, tweeds, a tuxedo. Who's this? Keep a knocking, but you can't.
But you can't come in. I hear you knocking. Go back where you've been.
She worked for LBJ and Jack. Gail Storm was a stripper for LBJ, wasn't she? I don't know who she was. I grew up on, like, Argosy magazine. Gail Storm was a stripper. Who's Gail Storm? Turn it off. LBJ liked this kind of thing, didn't he? Whenever Lady Bird wasn't around, he went down to booze it up down in New Orleans with the lady, whatever. I'll be back. Be here. The storm's gone. We'll do regular programming or whatever.
Savage. Michael Savage. Afternoons 3 to 7 on Talk 910 KNEW and online at 910KNEW.com.
Coming up next from San Fran Freak Show, The Savage Nation. From Talk 910 KNEW.
The Savage Nation.
He has it all covered.
Weekday afternoons 3 to 7. Talk 910 KNEW.
Warning. The Michael Savage Show contains adult language, adult content, psychological nudity. Listener discretion is advised.
And now, America's most exciting radio talk show, The Savage Nation. Here is Michael Savage.
That's Lena Horne, right, Bagel? Lena Horne, don't. It's a little slow. Okay, turn it off. Let me have some Marine Corps music or something like that. I'm in the mood for some dramatic, heroic, over-the-top, militaristic, bombastic, militaristic music. That's what I don't want to hear anything refined. Second-guessing things are needed. Either that, I'd accept it. You can't confirm or deny. In those days, who knew? All the torch singers with us. Louder, come on, give me some music, get me started. I'm not ready for this. I've blown off the air with the storm in the last hour. Back up. Yes, hello. I'm not an engineer, but all right, you learn this after 15 years how to connect. Get on your knees, press the button. I'm not getting on my knees for anybody, not even the show. And they connected by magic. Here we are, ladies and gentlemen, talking about the meltdown of America. Oh, have you seen Obama? Like, I'm going to do something now that I think needs to be done and said. I'm going to try and do it in a way that you don't take it the wrong way. You got Obama's daughter wearing a peace T-shirt at the G8 summit, walking around with what looks like a gangbanger. I mean, I'm telling you, I'm sick looking at this. With the grandmother, mother-in-law walking around with them. I want to ask you something. Have you seen the Beverly Hillbillies recently in a replay at any point? Does this not remind you of the Beverly Hillbillies in reverse, but you can't say it because of certain racial sensitivities in America? I think that these people are trashing America's image, to be honest with you. I mean every word I just said. I don't care how you take it. I am sick of them taking a daughter abroad wearing a peace T-shirt at a G8 summit. What does a 10 or 11-year-old know about anything? Why would a president permit his daughter to do that at an international summit? And why would he schlep his mother-in-law with him everywhere? What is this all about? To me, this looks like the Beverly Hillbillies. That's how I see it. I think that they have declassed the White House, in my opinion. Now, I want to talk about something very classy right now on the Savage Nation. And that is about flying a dog on an airline. I didn't know how to do it. I'm away from home. And I flew without the dog because it's very hard to take a dog everywhere. So I went without him. All right. So now I'm missing him, and it's the end of like a week away, and I'm either going to go home or bring him out here, right? So I had a friend of ours inquire about flying a pet in a seat, because I'm not putting him in baggage. This dog's never flying in baggage, because he'll be like the rabid fox by the time he arrives. He'll never be the same, you know? It's like fixing a dog to me. Hi, how you doing? Why did the light go out of your eyes, Fido? Oh, because we cut your testicles off? That's no reason for you to no longer be acting like a male. Oh, you're acting like every other Democrat child in America? So I'm not putting him in baggage. So here's what I get. Hi, Michael. Here's the info on flying American Airlines with Teddy. And here, I said, I want to buy him a seat. So here's what I got back. You can buy a seat for Teddy, but his carrier must be on the floor by that seat, not in the seat. So I'm paying for a seat, but they're telling me he can't be on the seat. He's got to be on the floor. You know, you people at American Airlines suck. You got a lot of nerve. I'm going to pay for a seat. You're going to put him on the floor? I'd like to tell you something. Half the vermin that you fly around, those fat slobs, they don't deserve a seat. They should be on the floor. You have to get two seats together, center and window, with Teddy by the window. Teddy's seat can't be an aisle seat. You hear this? All right, so Teddy gets a window seat, which I'm paying for, but I have to stick him on the floor. Or if there are rows where there are only two seats, that would work with Teddy at the window seat. Reservations for that must be made by phone. Oh, I couldn't wait to do that with the wonderful personnel at American Airlines. I asked him about this. They have to check to see if there's room on that flight. There's only 4 to 5 pets are allowed per flight. Now, wait, it gets even worse. A health certificate is required from the vet. That's number 2. And number 3, you have to pay a $100 pet fee each way So that would be an extra $200 on top of the seat that I'm buying from that he can't sit in the container. They won't waive the pet fee when you pay for an extra seat. You know, I'd like to know why they don't charge a $100 Democrat fee for each way round trip. In other words, you know and I know that when a Democrat from New York particularly flies, they cost the airline at least an extra $100 in maintenance, in upkeep. Did you bring me my special meal? What do you mean you call this a special meal? Look at this garbage. Mildred, look. It's not a special meal. It's not special enough for me. Flight attendant, get over here. I'm suing. I have a brother-in-law who's going to sue you for everything. There's not a special meal like I am used to. Ugh, disgusting. The special meal is not special enough for me. It's cold. Why don't they charge $100 more for every New Yorker who voted for Obama that flies each way in terms of maintenance fees? And they call